What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. But first, let me wish you guys Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and also let me know in the comments below where are you watching from. I'm getting a lot of subscribers lately, so welcome to all the new subscribers on my channel. Make sure to turn on the bell notifications so you never miss the latest Liverpool transfer news updates. And also we have very good news. David Lynch and Jurgen Klopp also confirmed that 3 players have begun training again with Liverpool FC, and those are Thiago Alcantara, James Milner and Xherdan Shaqiri. This is like a Christmas boost for Liverpool ahead of the hectic festive fixtures. These 3 players I think will be huge, and especially Thiago, who I'm really looking forward to seeing again in Liverpool shirt. He will be like a January signing, as Jurgen Klopp said. And Liverpool are linked with Jack Grealish. Many newspapers, including the Mirror and Goal.com and the Daily Mail, are linking Liverpool with Jack Grealish, who has had a terrific season so far, an even better one than last season. Actually, Aston Villa could be in 3rd place if they win their games in hand, and Grealish so far scored 5 goals and got 6 assists in 12 Premier League appearances, so he contributed to 11 goals if you add the goals and assists together. And I'm not sure if Liverpool will go for him even next summer. Definitely not in January. I think we have more pressing matters. City boss Pep Guardiola is a long-term admirer of Jack Grealish's rare ability in one-on-one situations, and I think the only reason why I think Liverpool are interested in Jack Grealish is we don't have a midfielder like him. We don't have a midfielder who can really score goals and get assists on a regular basis. Yes, we have Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, we have Naby Keita, and we have Thiago, but those players, especially Oxlade-Chamberlain and Naby Keita, are very injury prone, and they are, even when they are fit, they are not producing nowhere near the amount of numbers that Jack Grealish is putting up. But is that worth 80 to 100 million pounds? I don't think so, and it remains to be seen whether Man City or Man United are willing to actually pay that price tag, because if Aston Villa want to part ways with Jack Grealish, they will ask for a hell of a lot of money, I'm sure. And you also have to take it into account that Jack Grealish is like a boyhood Aston Villa fan. That's his boyhood club, and that's why he stayed with them even when they almost got relegated from the Premier League. And this season they are going from strength to strength. I think Aston Villa made some very good signings in the summer transfer window, so they are actually one of the favorites to be the surprise package of this season. Leicester are doing well, don't get me wrong, but Aston Villa, did anybody really seriously think that Aston Villa would be like top 6 or top 4, even top 4 challengers at this point? I highly doubt so. The problem also is that Jack Grealish just in this September signed a bumper new 5-year contract, taking his wages to £130,000 per week. So Aston Villa have no pressure to sell, and I don't think they need 100 million pounds to part ways with their star player, their best player. So it would take an absolutely ridiculous bid to even get Aston Villa to the table to actually start talking about that. The Express newspaper is reporting that Jack Grealish would only join Liverpool, Tottenham or Manchester City and not Man United. Apparently he doesn't really like Manchester United, and according to Dean Windass, those are the only clubs, Liverpool, Man City and Tottenham, that could sign Jack Grealish. This is what he said. Yeah, in today's market, forget about what he has done off the field. We all make mistakes. I've been there and worn the t-shirt, but he's a talent, a local boy. He loves the club. He's going to make mistakes because he's a young boy, he's a young kid, and these young kids just need reminding every now and then. They are on that much money now that the world is their oyster. Yeah, he has been done drink driving, now he has paid the price. Does it really hurt players nowadays that they have been done drink driving? You can afford to get a driver. It's not as if they've got to get a boss. It's wrong what he did. He will pay the price. You've got to learn from it. I mean, Dean Windass wasn't an angel when he played. That's one of the reasons why he's excusing Jack Grealish, because he knows that he has done similar things when he was a footballer. But I don't think you can excuse drink driving. I really despise that, and I wouldn't want Liverpool to sign Jack Grealish if I'm perfectly honest with you. Not just because because he's not worth £100 million, the price that is mentioned by some of these newspapers, but also because he doesn't have the moral and ethical code that is required to play for Liverpool and to play for Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool have a different set of standards, and I think Jack Grealish doesn't really fit into that. But of course I don't know him personally, so I'm just speculating here, but I'm just giving my honest opinion. The videos that I saw about Jack Grealish, like getting into his car and smashing up other cars on a residential street when the other cars were just parked, and it was clear that Jack Grealish was under the influence of alcohol or some other substance. I don't really want to get into that, but it is just despicable behavior to me, and I don't think that he would be a value for money signing for 80 or 100 million pounds. But Kevin Phillips, who is a pundit, he used to play for many Premier League clubs, he's actually saying that Jack Grealish would link up perfectly with Liverpool's front three. And if we forget about what I just said and if we just talk about the football player, Jack Grealish is a marvelous player, don't get me wrong. I love how he plays in the Premier League, and I agree that he would be a perfect player behind Salah, Mane and Firmino. This is what he said: I met Jack Grealish last season, and knowing people that know him well, I always thought he was going to stay at Aston Villa in the summer. Part of me just felt he would stay another season and see where he could take the club. Do I see him leaving next summer? I would imagine so. If he keeps performing the way he does, someone just has to come in with a huge offer, and it will be one of those which is just too good to turn down for both Aston Villa and the player himself. There are only a handful of teams that are going to be able to afford Jack Grealish, but I would love to see him at Liverpool. I don't think Man City would be a right move for him. I think Sergio Aguero will probably move on in the summer, and there will be a little reshuffle there, whereas I don't see many players moving on from Liverpool. They will just get stronger. I can just imagine him linking up seamlessly with that Liverpool front three. I can see him suiting Jurgen Klopp's style of play because he's got the work rate, he does the job at both ends of the pitch. He would fit into that Liverpool team, no problem. For me, he keeps getting better and better. He just needs to cut the theatricals out a little bit, lose that tag, and he could go on to be a top player for club and country. And that's true if Grealish cuts out these off-the-field antics, and also if he cuts out that little bit of play acting. Sometimes he likes to dive to get fouls from the referees, but to be fair, a lot of players do that nowadays. That's just the game nowadays, that if you don't fall over, the referees are never going to give you a free kick or a penalty. So that's the problem with the referees as well. So I think if Jack Grealish cuts out those antics and if he cleans up his act off the pitch, then of course he would be a brilliant player for Liverpool. But as I said, I don't think he's worth 100 or even 80 million pounds. For 80 million pounds, you expect a player who can score 15 goals and get 15 assists every season, maybe almost as good as Kevin De Bruyne, somebody like that, in that price tag. And I don't think Jack Grealish has hit that level yet. But if he keeps performing the way that he's performing, and if Aston Villa keep upsetting the odds in the Premier League, they have won a lot of games that they didn't really were expected to win. If Jack Grealish can score 15 goals this season, and if he gets 10 to 15 assists, then he might be just worth 80 million if he can replicate that season in, season out, because that's what you expect when you sign a player for 80 to 100 million. And Jack Grealish is 25 years old, so he is in the prime of his career. I think in the next 1 or 2 years he will leave Aston Villa and sign for a really big Premier League club. He has played at Aston Villa all his life, and this could be his best season. He got relegated with Aston Villa to the Championship, where he played 3 seasons before Aston Villa got promoted, and last season was his best season, scoring 10 goals in all competitions. But I think this season he could go and score 15 goals in the Premier League. I mean, he already has 5 goals in 10 games in the Premier League, and last season he scored 8 goals in the Premier League in 36 games, so he will definitely do better than that. I could see him play for any of the big clubs. Probably Tottenham need him the most, because they need another talisman besides Heung-min Son and Harry Kane, but I'm not sure if they have 80 million lying around with the 200 million loan that they took out just to survive this pandemic, and the new stadium that they built, they have to tighten the purse strings a little bit. And I think he should be a regular for the England national team. He's that good, and we don't really have that kind of creative attacking midfielder in the England national team besides Jack Grealish, in my opinion. He's just different to everybody else, and I really enjoy watching him play in the Premier League. Nuno Espirito Santo, the Wolves manager, also made a very interesting admission about Diogo Jota, the player that he sold to Liverpool for 41 million. He said, "No, I'm not surprised about Jota's form at all. The quality and the talent and the dedication that Diogo Jota has is amazing. I'm pleased he's having an impact on Liverpool. I think he's in the right place at the right moment of his career. I wish him all the best." And I mean, the Diogo Jota is an absolute bargain signing for Liverpool. If you take it into account that he's only 24 years old and he's now putting up numbers similar to when Sadio Mane signed for Liverpool, maybe even better. He could score easily 20-25 goals if he gets fit and plays in the second half of the season. He is still Liverpool's second top scorer this season, even though he's out injured. He has been out injured for a couple of weeks now. So I expect Diogo Jota to really go on and score at least 20 goals this season for Liverpool, and that would be a really remarkably successful first season in a Liverpool shirt. And also Gary Neville said that Alisson is the best goalkeeper in the league by a mile. Ederson, the Man City goalkeeper, was outstanding according to Gary Neville for a couple of seasons, but his standard has dropped the last couple of years. And he also said, when you are an outstanding goalkeeper, the difference it makes is unbelievable. When you are a good goalkeeper to a great one, the difference it makes in terms of points is unquantifiable. But Alisson does that week in, week out. Even at Crystal Palace at the weekend, he just makes save after save, he makes good decision after good decision, and he makes the fewest errors. He's an amazing goalkeeper, the best in the Premier League, and he is much better than Ederson according to Gary Neville. And I fully agree, and I think signing Alisson was definitely one of the key decisions for Liverpool in their quest to become the best team in England and one of the best teams in Europe as well. And this season has been so weird. Every week we have basically a different title contender that is challenging Liverpool. And when Chelsea was said to be the Liverpool's closest rivals, they suffered 2 defeats. When Tottenham was said to be Liverpool's closest rivals, they lost 2 games in 3, I think. And now that Man United are the Liverpool's closest rivals, I expect them to crumble under pressure as well. But Roy Keane, former Man United legend and also a pundit now at Sky Sports, thinks that Man United can challenge for the title this season. Let me know if that is true or not in your opinion, but let's hear what Roy Keane has to say. I think over the last few months, Man United have been heavily criticized, particularly over the home record. I've been quite critical of the back four, the goalkeeper, questioning where this team is going. But the name of this game is proving people wrong. Maybe, just maybe, this group of players can do that. And I mean, after losing to Tottenham at home 6-1, they really turned it around, Man United. I have to admit, winning 6 away games in a row is not easy to do in the Premier League, and beating Leeds United 6-2 at home was pretty impressive as well. Roy Keane said, they have been winning games and that's all you can do. United are in a great position considering how slow they were out of the blocks. If United can get their house in order at home, there is no reason why Man United can't stay up there and challenge for the title. I think Liverpool are still the best team, but there is no reason why Man United should be fancying their chances in terms of pushing Liverpool all the way. What Leeds left for Man United was space. We always thought Leeds were there for the taking. It's a big boost for Man United. Liverpool are still the strongest, but United could be the best of the rest, if you like, in the Premier League. And he also said that Tottenham looked soft in recent times, especially against Leicester. It's been a bad week for Tottenham. You can tell that Mourinho is fuming inside. There was no spark, there was a softness. They need to bounce back quickly. There was no intensity from Tottenham. They never got going. They gave away 2 really poor goals against Leicester. There is a word to describe it: madness, what Serge Aurier did, giving away the penalty. Because before that, it was a nothing game. Both teams cancelled each other out. They didn't really threaten each of their goals. Jamie Vardy converted the penalty before halftime. I need to be careful. Roy Keane said, I need to be careful what I say about this defender. We have been on this road before with him. Utter madness what he said, what he did. There is no danger. Fofana is not in on goal. Aurier is an experienced player and he pushes over Fofana on the edge of the area when he's really not going at the goal. Madness. He wasn't thinking. This lad doesn't think. And I think that's true. Sometimes Aurier does absolute madness on the football pitch. And also Gary Neville said some very interesting things, that they are going to go second in the league if they can close that gap. It doesn't feel like Manchester United have played like that, to be second in the Premier League. There has been talk of the manager's job going out of Europe, was a big problem. Performances at times have been horrible. You just watch them and think there isn't a team emerging there who can challenge for the title. My gut feeling is so still to say that I don't think Manchester United are going to win the league. But I am surprised. It's bizarre where they are, considering a couple of weeks ago you were thinking this could be difficult, a challenging period coming into Christmas, but it's looking a little bit rosier. Their form is really good. They are scoring goals, coming back in matches. Today they have played well. It's a big game against Leicester on Boxing Day, but there's something not right. But then when you look at where they are in the league and they can go 2 points behind Liverpool, if you would have said at the start of the season they would be in a position to do that coming into Christmas, you would have snapped everyone's hands off for that. So you have to take into account that Man United didn't play any of the top 6 sides recently, and I mean even they lost to Arsenal at home. So I want to see how Man United does when they play some of the big teams. Like Leicester City are coming up next for Man United. They play Liverpool very soon. I think that will be a huge game, and I expect Liverpool to smash Man United. But stranger things have happened. You know how the Premier League is. It's always unpredictable, so it's very early to say whether Man United can last the distance in the title race. Judging by how they played so far, I would say no. But as I said, stranger things have happened. We shall wait and see. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun to make. Have a nice holiday. Thanks for watching. See you later, guys. Goodbye.